Today I thought we'd take you with us to one of my favorite cities, that's St. Petersburg. I had no idea that so many people did not even know about St. Petersburg. They've heard of Clearwater and Tampa and vaguely about St. Petersburg, Florida. It's absolutely beautiful. Some of you, our viewers who have lived here many years ago, have told me you don't even recognize it. And I can see why, because it's building leaps and bounds. They're building new high-rises, brand new hotels. The thing I like about downtown St. Petersburg is that they really promote local businesses, people that live here locally, and they really try to help them out. So that's really cool. And there's a little bit of everything. You've got your restaurants, you've got your museums, library, you have parks. You got dolphins swimming along the water there on the Tampa Bay side. So there's a lot down here. Delicious food of all kinds from around the world. So a great diversity. Not to mention you have two colleges, St. Petersburg College and University of South Florida. And if you're a book lover, St. Petersburg has a bookstore called Haslam's bookstore. It is about 80 years old. It's one of the biggest, or is the biggest and oldest bookstore in Florida. It's on 2025 Central Avenue in St. Petersburg, Florida. So we're going today for the first time since we're book lovers. So we'll go check that out. And then we're going to take you to a few houses to see. And at the end of the video, I will go back onto Zillow to show you the inside of the houses. But today I just want to drive past some of them because there's a lot of neighborhoods I don't know, and these houses are a lot less than the houses I've shown you in the past. Of course, they're older, some are remodeled, so let's go check them out. Take pictures or a video inside because there's so many people, but what a store. If you come down here and you love books, must come and see this place. This is Central Avenue. I think this would be considered Midtown. We are heading towards downtown. This is probably my favorite street to be on because there's all kinds of cool places to stop and see, like that bookstore, and there's theater, and there's just little gem shops, jewelry shops, you know, handmade stuff. They're going to be building, I'm not sure if this is where the new condos or hotel or what. Actually there's a sign that says Grand Central District, but this is all going to be new. And I love all the art that's on the side of the buildings. So if you appreciate that type of thing, I think you would like it. What do we got here? Macaulay's Pub, Fusion City Apartment Homes. You can look that up on the internet for a cool place to live. I'm sure a lot of college kids live down here. But you see working, you know, class people working down here, or, you know, enjoying their weekend. There's little bars where you could just sit outside, which is kind of nice if you're coming from the beach and you don't want to go inside somewhere. Because the weather is so nice most of the year, of course. Oh, look at this, Asian street fair. You'd like that, Willow. Because the weather is nice most of the year, except for the summer might be too hot to sit outside. But the rest of the year you can come out, sit outside. Little boutiques. Oh, this place here has really good reviews. Look how tiny it is. Bodega. They got the best Cuban sandwiches from what I hear. Central Arcade, Enigma Bar and Lounge. See how there's apartments or condos upstairs. You walk downstairs and you have your living experiences downstairs. That's what I kind of like. I've lived different types of lifestyles, as most of you know. I've been in the country, I've been in the suburbs, and now we're like 6 miles outside the city. I would love to live down here, but it is a bit more expensive. They're remodeling, rebuilding, incredible. So now we're heading towards the south side of St. Petersburg. You'll want to check, if you're looking for houses on this side, number one, the flood zone. Now all of Pinellas County, according to their website, says it can flood. More of the center of it and north of here does not flood as often, but it could. But down here, check out the flood zone, because I'm not exactly sure, but I do believe this area you have to be a little more careful. And flood insurance is separate from your regular home insurance. If you did not know that, because many of you are from different areas where you don't need flood insurance. So even if you don't need it, if you can get it, but I don't know how much it is. We downsized so much with our moves that I suppose if it flooded, I wouldn't lose a whole lot. So many of the cities have, city sewer, city water, but many suburbs still have either well water and septic tanks. And to replace septic tanks can be expensive, and they don't last forever, so you'll want to check that out. So here's the house that's for sale. I don't know if anyone's in it or not, but again, at the end of the video, I'll show you the inside. But this one here is $119,900. It looks nice from the outside. There's a side door there. It was remodeled. It's 4 bedrooms, 2 bath, 1,484 square feet. Where it says it was 1949, but it looks nice. It is wood, but it's been around for that long and it seems to be holding up. Of course, when you purchase a home, you're going to want to have it inspected. Also, in the inspection, make sure you check for sinkholes, especially this area on up north in Florida. And even if there aren't any sinkholes, I would get sinkhole insurance. So let's go see our next house, which is 959 Melrose Avenue. And that's also right here on the same road. So it's probably just a few houses down. This one's brand new. Okay, it's right here. It's right next to some older homes, as you can see, but they're revitalizing this whole area. So it depends on if you're willing to wait for it all to get, fixed up. The only thing I'm looking at this house, it looks pretty low to the ground, so it makes me wonder if there was flooding. Is it high enough? Just gonna have to look and see. So this one has 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, 1,410 square feet. It actually looks pretty nice inside. They've already dropped it about $10,000. So that's I bet it dropped some more, and that's something that you folks should consider. Keep an eye on the economy, see where the prices of homes. It looks like they're coming down. All right, so let's look at another house. So I just want to show you some of the neighbor homes. They're older as well. Some need to be fixed up. Some aren't too bad. This next home we're going to see is also a brand new house. Let's see, let me show you here. 179,900, 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, 1,266 square feet. Let's go check that. It looks like it's all block. I really prefer all block. This is definitely an older neighborhood. I know there's some houses in the 20s, 30s, 40s back here. It's not kept up as nice as the houses in the north side, and I see debris laying around, so I'm not happy about that. You can see on the ground. So I didn't check the crime rate on here, so you'd want to check that. Remember, city-data.com will give you statistics, demographics. See, we want to go on 13th Avenue South. Here we go. We'll make it right here. So this is the house for sale. It's brand new and it's amongst the other ones. I'm not sure how old the one is there. So right there in the middle of older homes, brand new home. Okay, so the next house is 2917 16th Avenue South. It says it's new. When I was looking at the pictures on the inside, it did not look like it was finished, so I don't know if they ever did finish. And I think it's weird that these windows don't open. I thought that it had to be like code or something where you had to be able to open the windows to get out of the house if there's a fire. It's block, it's new, 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, and it's $246,900. It's right here. Someone's working on it, so just showing you where it is with the neighborhood. Well, at least they're working on it. All right, well, it's a little different than the other ones, but it's block, and I'll show you the inside later. Cute. So you got a mixed bag here of houses. You got a nice, cute, clean home like there, for example. And then some other ones, you'll see garbage on the outside everywhere. And so it's kind of just mixed up. Some freshly painted and some not. For me personally, since I love downtown St. Petersburg and Midtown, I would like to live as close to that as possible. Of course, the closer you get, the much more expensive it gets. And it's kind of nice to be on these main roads. If you do take public transportation, you can just jump on a bus and you don't have to walk very far to get to the bus stop if that's what you want. And when you're living in a city, there's Ubers and Lyfts everywhere. Here is Tropicana Field. There you go, it's right here.
Home of the Tampa Bay Rays.
Home of the Tampa Bay Rays, as Rick says. They were going to rebuild it and put it somewhere, but I guess they changed their mind. Not sure what the deal is with that. That's Fusion too, so that's what I showed you from the other side. Didn't realize that was the same thing. Takes up a whole block. So that's First Avenue South, and now we are Central Avenue. I can't wait to see all the new building here. See the how you can rent bikes, isn't that nice? Lots of people out here. They've got their motorcycles, their old antique cars. There's often events here. There's a farmer's market at the Vinoy Park. So Martin Luther King, which is here, and 4th Street, those are like 2 main roads that go north and south. And definitely just easy just to go a straight shot if you're north of here. Either jumping on the bus or just driving. And parking is not very expensive down here, which is amazing since a lot of cities are, they charge a fortune. Sculpture museum. I love sculptures. Nails. I don't get my nails done. State Theater. City's Bistro. If you want something to eat and you have something in mind, I'm sure they have it, whatever it is. Daddy's Cool Records. I used to have so many records. I bet you folks do too. Or still do. I got rid of mine and now my kids are wanting to get some. I should have kept them. It's funny seeing Christmas decorations because it doesn't feel like Christmas when it's so warm like this. If you're from the north, you're accustomed to snow and cold weather or during Christmas time. So I forget what season it is sometimes. Sometimes I'm thinking, what month is this? Before I get started on showing you the homes that we saw today in St. Petersburg, Florida, on Zillow.com, I want to say how much I love you guys, my viewers. You're awesome. I really appreciate all the thumbs up and the sharing and the comments. We all come from different backgrounds and we're in different parts of our lives. Some of you are single, some of you are just kids, some of you are just getting married or just starting off with family, with children. Some of you are retiring. So what one person likes in one part of their life, they may not want anymore as they get older. So it's okay to like these different things at different times of our lives. So just keep that in mind. I know a lot of us think, we're going to stay in this house forever. This is our forever home. Because I did it. Many of us have done it. I did it with our 10-acre property in Ohio. I said, this is where I'm going to die. Bury me out back under that willow tree. You know, things changed. I got older. The kids were getting older. The winters seemed to be getting colder. And we said we wanted to move south. So here we are in Florida. And many of you are kind of doing the same thing. You're coming maybe from up north. You're tired of the cold. Not that there's anything wrong with the north. It's absolutely beautiful. For those of you who were born in Florida, you're probably thinking something opposite. You know, that you're tired of Florida, you don't like it, this and that, and you would like to go north. And that's okay. So it's okay, whatever it is that you want to do, whatever your dreams and goals are, follow it. Just do your research, plan, save. Work towards that goal. So I appreciate again those comments that you folks left in the last couple of videos regarding homes, because I don't know everything. I just know from my own life experience, and I think we all can learn from each other. We all have different experiences with different types of houses, old houses, big houses, houses in the city, houses in the country, trailers, modular homes, tree houses, sailboats, living on sailboats, RVs, living different lifestyles. So it's really cool when you guys take the time to comment, because A, it helps me understand where you're coming from, and it also helps other people who are viewing this channel just to keep your mind open to other alternatives that you may not have thought of. So for example, today we went to the southern tip of St. Petersburg, south of, actually, here's a map. Let me show you real quick of St. Petersburg. So here's downtown, right up in here, downtown, the Museum of Fine Arts. This is kind of where I hang out. Florida Holocaust Museum. I just love this area. You got your Vinoy Park over here. They have the farmers market. On Saturdays, there's concerts, outdoor concerts. There's a ferry right now that will take you across to Tampa. So I have not really at all have been south of, let's say, USF. Down in here, I haven't been until today, and we took you along with us. Rick does the driving, and I'm trying to record. Sometimes the recording's not really good because the sun's in our way. I should have cleaned the window shield, so sorry about that. So it's kind of hard. And you got to watch out for pedestrians while we're recording, and cars trying to get around you, and I'm trying to show you it's not so easy. So I do my best. So I apologize if it's not the best video that I can get to you. I do what I can in the amount of time that I have. The one thing I was trying to say earlier was the evacuation zones and the flooding zones, that they are different. So if you were to go to, say, Pinellas County website, they will explain that to you a little bit better. So let's look at this one house that we saw today. I didn't realize that this is a little bit lower, the southern tip of St. Petersburg, south of downtown. So this house, I have no idea if it will flood one day, but it just seems like it would worry me a little bit. But it's a really nice house. It's $218,900, which is less than the houses that are in this area, right up here. Let me move up. From here, this is where I wouldn't mind living if I were to buy a home somewhere, or up north a little bit even more. But anything real close to downtown is expensive. The further away you get, the less it will be. But back to down here, a lot of these houses are really old, early 1900s, and worn down. And I noticed some houses had bars, as I said in the video, which concerns me as far as crime rate. You'd have to check the crime rate, but it can't be great if people have bars on their windows and their doors. Not everybody. It's kind of one of the reasons I wouldn't mind having hurricane windows, not only for the hurricanes, but it'd be pretty darn hard for somebody to break into your house. And as far as crime, it happens all over the world, even in the best of neighborhoods. You just have to be careful, but my main thing is it's nice to have these nice new houses being built, but if it's built amongst houses that are kind of run down, that would concern me to spend that much money on homes that have that are boarded up like this. This is a Google Street View, and that's a nice thing to have so you can kind of see what's in the neighborhood. Not too bad, but some neighborhoods, people are neat and they don't leave a bunch of stuff out in the yard. Aren't so neat, and I don't even care about so neat. I worry more about, like, this is a nice house. I just don't like when I see garbage, like literally garbage, or floating down the street. That was something that kind of bothered me. That's a cute little house. So you could see there some nice houses, kept up very nice, and there's others not so kept up. So I like that. You could, put your chairs outside. It's block. Again, if I were to buy a house, it'd have to be block, and if it doesn't have hurricane windows, I would put them in whenever they needed to be replaced, or if I were to build a house, I would ask, because it's not that much more. If you're going to spend $200,000 on a house, a few more $1,000 would be well worth putting those hurricane windows. You'll sleep better at night. And I would not have any carpeting in my house. But that's just my opinion. We're all different. Here's this kitchen is nice, other than I prefer to have a wider space here for a larger refrigerator. It's nice to have a washer-dryer room. Some of the old houses have the washer-dryer in the garage. I'm not a fan of it, just because you can get cockroaches, spiders, and whatnot crawling into your garage. So I'm not a fan of finding that type of thing in my laundry. I'd rather have it inside the house if possible. See how nice? There's no carpeting in this bedroom. I like that. And I like the granite tops because it's easier to clean. And this is my kind of setup. Just a bathtub with a shower. I don't even use the bathtub, but it is nice to have if you need to soak in some Epsom salt, you bruise or hurt yourself and you want to soak in a hot tub. It's nice to have, or you want to wash your little dog. If you only have so many square feet and you only have so much money to spend, you have to watch, your space. So if you have a separate shower and a separate tub, that takes up a lot of room. Unless you have the money to do it, then that's fine. No carpeting, I'm loving that. So that's that house. 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, 1410 square feet. And as always, if you go to price tax history, you could see it for sale June at $189. But they removed it for some reason. They put it up to $229. Probably they saw the housing prices going up, and then they saw that it wasn't selling, and I'm guessing because the neighborhood's maybe not the safest, not the best to put a brand new house at this price range, so they're lowering the price. So I saved these houses on my Zillow saved homes. You could heart it, see, create an account, and you could heart the house that you're looking at. I have no intention of buying this particular house, but I'd like to see what it will sell for. So it kind of gives me an idea of what's happening in the market. You saw this one. This is kind of nice too, because you could put it's big enough to put some chairs to sit outside. Again, I feel like it's kind of on the low side. I feel like maybe they should have built it up a little bit. Yeah, I can't tell if that's cement or not, or just gravel. It's really nice to have cement because if you just have gravel or dirt, it can get washed away with all the rain that we get. And when it's dry, everything looks great, but when it rains, oh, the rain is like the ocean falling down on you. It can get pretty heavy. This is a nice kitchen, nice granite countertops. I would change that color if I had a pick. Again, that's just me and my little old opinions that mean nothing. Flooring, I don't know, this is kind of strange looking to me. Washer dryer, I'm guessing, is on this side, but I don't know. What would you do differently in this house if it was something that you were looking at? What kind of style do you like? I know many of you said you like one floor. What else would you be looking for? Would you prefer 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 3-bedroom, 2-bath? So I personally just like to have a little more space to put my toothbrush and toothpaste. This is also something I like, is just the tub and no carpeting in the bedrooms. Very nice. Of course, those of you who have kids, you might want to make sure their school system is good. We homeschooled our kids, and they started college at 15 and 16 years old, so we didn't worry really too much about school. Just Google the area that you're looking to live, check out the school system, see if they have private school if you can afford it. If not, there's online public school these days. K12.com is one of them, or just you could just homeschool on your own. You could do just about anything these days. It's truly amazing. Today you have lots of options. Let's see what else we have. This house looked actually pretty nice when we drove past it, but I think we saw garbage on the street blowing around that bothered me. Again, this is the area we were at today. Next video, I will do my best to try to get homes north of downtown. Here's downtown on this side, all the way up. Because if you look, of course there's neighborhoods over here too that are really nice as well. This is a nice park if you ever want to take a look. There's fishing, you put your little boat in there. There's archaeological displays here, very nice. Here's the bridge, it'll take you right over to Tampa, as well as 275. It'll take you right over to Tampa. So I just like this part. Now over here are all the beaches, of course, but it's more expensive. It's a little more crowded. I don't find it to be too bad, the traffic during the day before rush hour. In the afternoon, no problem at all driving around. So this is where we were today. Next time we'll look up in here, see what we could find. So this house had 4 bedrooms, 2 bath, 1484 square feet. Brand new roof, I love that. Brand new AC, love it. That's the two things that made me want to come look at this house, especially at $119,900. $119,900, so that's what made me come look at it. And if you have kids, I know some of you have children with health issues. You have Johns Hopkins, All Children's Hospital right here, which is awesome. And if you got kids going to college, you have St. Petersburg College and USF. You've got the marina, you've got parks, you got Vinoy Park where the farmer market is on the weekend. There's outdoor concerts. What do we got here? Tax history. I wanted to see how much taxes. This is not bad at all. 1136. That's good. Because some taxes on the other more expensive houses are like $5,000. So let's move on to this house. 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, $246,900. I don't know if they're going to be able to sell it at that price in this particular neighborhood. But they are knocking down old houses and building new houses. I'm thinking you're going to have a whole different neighborhood in a few years by the time they're done building. Usually new houses, they don't show taxes because, you know, there has not been any taxes in the area yet. They originally listed it at $249. They dropped it to $244. They upped it December 6th, but I have a feeling they're going to have to drop it again. I noticed other houses have been dropped as well. Anyhow, let's do a street view just to see what we have here. And of course, I have the video that I showed you earlier. So, like I said, these neighborhoods I noticed, it's a mixed bag. You got some nice, well-kept houses and others that are a little more run down. We saw them working on it today. They were walking out the door. They must have been cleaning up. You could see it was not finished here. I have a feeling they're done. Maybe they'll update the pictures on this house. But I like how it's open. Bright, lots of light. I am just dying to know if anybody knows, if you're a builder or knows about building, how do they get away with these windows that don't open? It doesn't look like they open, do they? Because I thought that was like a code. Nice countertops, nice and neat, clean looking. Very nice. I'd like to see it when it's done. I'm hoping they update the pictures. Nice garage. I noticed here in St. Petersburg there's many houses where the house is on a lot. The front door is on one street and the garage is on another street in the back. So I thought that's interesting, different, which is fine. It's just different. I'm not accustomed to that, and I thought it was kind of cool. I highly recommend a good realtor. They just know a lot about the area, especially if you don't know about the area, and especially if you're not accustomed, buying and selling homes. It's nice to have that realtor. You don't pay the realtor. The seller is paying the commission to the realtor. So keep that in mind if you were worried about that. There's plenty of open houses, so if you're looking for a home, it's the best thing you could do is actually go to the house. Pick which houses you want to see. If you're coming from out of state, pick the houses that you think that you want to see. Make sure you have a realtor and try to see each house in person. And some of you mentioned that you would like sidewalks, and I agree with you as well, because the weather is so nice here that there's a lot of pedestrians and a lot of car accidents hitting the people walking. So having that sidewalk is a godsend. And there are a lot of sidewalks down here, at least in the city area, and even in the suburb areas. So it's on my list too, is having that sidewalk right off your house. City water, sewer, I personally prefer that. Be careful with old septic tanks. They cost a lot to replace. Roofs and air conditioning units, very expensive to replace. Here in Florida, they're just different. Then, I'm talking to you folks that are coming up from north when I'm talking about air conditioning units and roofs, because I don't know, it was a lot more than what we had paid for back in Ohio. Well, I'll leave you here, and we'll try to visit the north part of downtown St. Petersburg next time. Well, thanks for watching. Thumbs up, please share, don't forget to subscribe, and most importantly, don't forget to live a passionate life.